In this video, I'll show you how to solder a leaky enameled pot. I have a 4-liter enameled pot like this, and it has developed a hole. It's a shame to get rid of a pot like this because it's not completely rusty yet, and the hole is angular, so it needs to be sealed. To solder the pot, you'll need a powerful soldering iron with a power of at least 65 watts, as well as solder, rosin, and a bit of orthophosphoric acid. First, you need to thoroughly clean the damaged area, removing the layer of corrosion and getting down to clean metal on both sides of the pot. You can use regular sandpaper, a file, or a metal drill bit for this. As you can see, the hole here is not small, but with the help of solder, we'll close it up. Before starting the soldering, it's important to clean the tip of the soldering iron from oxides so that the solder adheres better to it. I'll use a regular fine file for this. After cleaning, the tip of the soldering iron should shine like a mirror, free of pits and oxides. After that, we turn on the file and place the tip in rosin to create a thin film and completely degrease it when a characteristic smoke appears. The soldering iron has heated up and is ready to use. Then we take concentrated orthophosphoric acid, dip a brush into it, and degrease the surface around the hole. Then we take a piece of solder and press it against the hole, heating it with the soldering iron. And we trim the patch from the other side. Pots, now the hole in the pot is soldered. Now you need to take some fine sandpaper and polish everything until it shines, on one side and the other. After that, you need to pour water into the pot and check for leaks. Pots, as you can see, are there any leaks? There are no leaks at the bottom, so the pot is airtight. We have sealed the holes in the pot, but to prevent any possible harmful substances from the solder from getting into the food, it's necessary to cover the patch. I'll use ceramic paint for baths, which has a heat resistance of at least 100 degrees. Here you can make the enamel yourself, or you can use ready-made enamel in spray cans or in bottles with a brush. These paints are labeled as suitable for ceramic items and non-toxic. Before painting, I'll degrease the patch using a solvent and dry it well. For painting, I'll take the paint in a tube with a brush, mix it well, and paint the patch on one side and on the other side of the pot. The paint is thick, so it fills in all the imperfections put on the solder well. Here's the hole on the enameled pot that has been sealed. And now we just have to wait 24 hours for it to dry completely. Paint, and after that you can use it just like a regular new pot. The only limitation when using this pot is that you can't put it on the stove without water. In this case, the patch will melt and there will be a hole again. And for the next pot, I'll try to repair it more radically using a welding machine. On the second pot, the hole is noticeably larger and the paint around it is damaged, so the welding current won't burn it too much. Since the metal on the pot is thin, I'll be using a small current of 40 amps and a 2mm electrode. I'm using an inverter welding machine because I don't have a semi-automatic one, but you can do everything with it as well. Just like with the previous pot, we clean the surface well, removing any rust around the holes. I'm setting the current to 40 and we'll start welding. Now we just need to wrap the slag well. Process the metal and paint the patch. So, the hole can be welded shut, but that's a more delicate job, and you need to be skilled at welding. The advantage of a welded patch is that it won't melt, even if the water in the pot boils away. As alternative patches, for pots, you can use various bolts and gear and rivets, but they are less reliable and not as aesthetically pleasing.